log into Illuminate. So your username, and then your password, followed by your site. And then we're going to head over to Create Assessment. We're going to go Manual Hybrid, enter the number of questions. For this one, I have 30 questions. Okay. This is our Unit 4 assessment, so that's what I'm going to type in. You can create a title if you want, or a description if you want, rather, but I normally don't. All right, so this is where we get into a bit of the tricky territory. We're going to go ahead and align the standards first. So we're going to click on that. We're going to select a subject area. I always go with the top one. I don't know if there's a difference. Our grade level is High School Life Science. So we search for our standards. And here we have HSLS1, HSLS2. So our standards for Unit 4 are in HSLS1 and HSLS3. So I'm going to go ahead and expand those by clicking on this plus button right here. Our standards are 1-4. So I'm going to select that one. And then I'm going to scroll down and select LS3-1, LS3-2, and LS3-3. Then I'm going to push the Link Selected Standards button. Now we have all 4 of those linked. So we're done there. We can go back, and what we're going to do now is go to Answer Key. Now, what I have is I have my spreadsheet right here, and I have version 1. I have my answers, and I have the standards. Okay. So I'm going to split screen here for a minute. That didn't work out like I wanted. Nope. Kind of tricky sometimes. There we go. Okay. And with this, you can change it as far as you can move this as far over as you want. I'm going to move it there. Then I'm going to say, now this is where I get to pick each standard. So question 1 is LS3-1. So I'm going to click select. So this is 1-4. This is 3-2. And this over here is 3-3. So I just go ahead and select each standard as it applies. So question number 2 meets standard 3-1 as well. Question number 3 meets 3-3. Question number 4 meets 3-2 and 3-1. Question number 5 meets 3-3. 5, 6, 7 are all 3-3, so I can just click those and take some time. 8 is 3-2 and 3-1. And then 9 is 3-2 and 3-3. Okay. And 10 is 3-2 and 3-1, it looks like. All right, so I'm going to stop there instead of continuing through all 30 of those because I think you get the clue. And you scroll down here and you say save. And then you would type in your answer key. So the standards are linked right here. You can see which ones are linked to which questions. So 3-1 corresponds to question number 1. You can change the points. I always just keep everything at 1, but you can change it to whatever you want, I think. So that one could be worth more points. I keep everything at 1. Oops. There we go. And I'm still in split screen, so I can just look over and type in my answer key. And I just hit tab when I want to go to the next question. That way I don't have to keep moving my mouse over and clicking. I can just hit tab, D, 7B. And the second one at 14 is A, B, C, and of course I always go back through and make sure these all match up. Anyways, I'm gonna save that for now. Don't need that. And if you press print here, you are not printing answer sheets, you're printing your answer key. You're not printing a bubble in sheet, you're printing your answer key. So let's see, that looks like this, which is, it's useful to have one on hand because sometimes the bubble sheets don't like to scan, so it's good to have an answer key on hand, just in case. Okay, so that's set up. What we're gonna do next is materials. So you should have your test open. If it's in Google Docs, we're gonna go to File. We're going to go to Download As, PDF Documents. Okay, and there it is. So we're just going to leave that down there. Then we're going to hop back over here. We're going to say Upload. And this is nice because all you have to do is click on this and then drag it over and it uploads. And we hit Attach. And there we go. And now we can dismiss that. Okay, so now we've got our PDF of our test. We've got our answer keys. So we're going to head over to Administration, and we're going to say Print Answer Sheets. From here you have a couple options. You can print pre-slugged, which I do like to do. It's a little more work up front, but you know, it helps me to make sure everyone took the test. And it helps me filter out cheating as well. So you can say print pre-slugged and then you can filter classes. You can pick all of them or some of them. All of my classes are the same. You can filter between different students, and then you can say generate. And then you can print them. So each student, the beauty of this is each student has their own answer key. So this is one of my students, and she has her own answer key. Okay, and so on and so on. However, you can also print blank. So just generate again. And the students will bubble in their own ID. So, okay. And the only tricky part about this is sometimes they bubble in the ID wrong and it doesn't like to scan. But most of the time it does work fine, in my experience. Okay, so you would just generate again. Oop, I think we already did that. Anyway, so press print. And then you print one copy and go take it to the copy machine and print as many as you need. All right, and that's it. So you would go back to administration and then you can head over to, or whoops, go back over to setup, materials. Your test is there. If you need to make more copies of it, your test is there. And your answer key is here with all your answers. So everything is in Illuminate now. All you need to do is scan it.